Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today we will introduce you to the phenomenon of security tokens offerings, explain what security tokens are and provide you with the most striking examples. Let's start! What are security tokens? Security tokens are digital representation of various assets that are issued, stored and traded on the blockchain. This can be fixed income, real estate, commodities and investment fund shares. The word security means that tokens are regulated by governing bodies that are held responsible for determining how tokens should be issued, managed and exchanged. Security tokens are traded on specialized token exchanges. These exchanges are required to conduct through investigation into token listing as well as multiple investor onboarding procedures. What is an STO? Security token offerings are about issuing digital tokens on blockchain in the form of regulated securities. STOs are viewed as a highly safe and convenient way of raising funds for a project as well as making a public offering of the company's shares. Smart contract integration helps automate legal and auditing process and store and share information in a safe manner. STO versus ICO. Let's first find out how security tokens and utility tokens differ. Security tokens are offered in STOs and utility tokens are used in ICOs. While security tokens are created as investments, utility tokens are issued to create an internal economy in the project's blockchain. Security tokens are government regulated and directly tied to company shares. Utility tokens are not regulated and have nothing to do with the value of the company. So, what about STOs and ICOs? The main purpose of an ICO coin is usage. It offers you an opportunity to buy either product or services once the project is up and running. Security tokens are a form of investments and they derive value from being a tradable asset. They are subject to federal laws and if they fail to comply with them, this may have unfortunate consequences, such as penalties or even shutdown of the project development. STOs are also safer for investors. Although they take more time and money to launch, they are more reliable compared with ICOs. The latter runs the risk of scams and fraudulent activities. It was estimated that between 2016 and 2018 ICO scams totaled $98.6 million in value. Since then, ICOs have witnessed a decline in popularity with investors deciding to switch to STOs instead. What are the advantages of STOs? STOs are becoming more popular with companies and investors. Why so? Well, because of the numerous benefits they bring. STOs are secure and reliable. Because security tokens are kept on the blockchain, users can keep track on their origin and transaction history in a cryptographically verifiable way. STOs encourage disintermediation. With security tokens, investors can avoid middlemen who are usually involved in asset management processes. STOs also help do away with multiple paper-based procedures, making reporting and auditing more efficient. STOs provide high liquidity. As security tokens enable fractional ownership, there will be greater liquidity within the market. More people have an opportunity to buy smaller stakes of illiquid assets like real estate, collectibles and works of art. STOs are programmable. This means that users can program particular rules into the security token, enabling it to execute, regulate and govern itself. For instance, security tokens can be programmed to verify who can buy them. Thus, you can prevent a non-eligible counterparty from trading those tokens if they haven't passed the verifications. Are there any risks? Unfortunately, yes. For example, blockchain is highly praised for its security, which is provided by powerful encryption. The only way for a user to access their data is by using a private key. It is a great feature unless you lose your private key. In this case, you will lose access to your tokenized shares and will be unable to restore them. So, a piece of advice: take care of your private key at all costs. Next, CTO campaigns involve no intermediaries. On the one hand, you can save a lot of money and time, but on the other you have to trust the company that offers security tokens. What if the company fails to enforce predetermined conditions or smart contracts are tampered with. Another point to keep in mind is that cryptocurrencies are very volatile, which makes any crypto payments quite risky. What STO regulations are out there? To ensure the success of an STO campaign, it's essential to choose the most suitable jurisdiction and consider all related aspects. This includes a regulatory framework, setup cost, and taxation infrastructure. STO in the United States. The US Securities and Exchange Commission has played a pivotal role in regulating security tokens offerings in the territory of the country. Every startup located in the USA or attempting to solicit funds from US-based investors is required to consider one of the exemptions, CFD A+ or S, provided by the SEC. STO in Lithuania. Lithuania was the first country in Europe to host STOs. The Lithuanian Ministry of Finance has released detailed STO regulations that cover aspects such as auditing, taxation, issuance, and compliance. The official authorities of the country provide institutional support for STO projects, as well as free consultations from financial market supervisors. STO in the United Kingdom. In the United Kingdom, the Financial Conduct Authority (FCA) is responsible for developing relevant STO frameworks that help regulate the issuance of security tokens. Security tokens are qualified as special investments and fall under the Regulated Activities Order and within the regulator area of the FCA. In its guidance on crypto assets, the FCA defines security tokens as crypto assets that grant holders rights and obligations similar to traditional financial instruments. STO in Switzerland. In Switzerland, all STOs are regulated by the Swiss Financial Market Supervisory Authority, the local financial markets regulator. FINMA supports STO projects, reviews token proposals, and confirms the designation of the offering. STOs are regulated by the same laws as traditional securities, and they are subject to KYC laws alongside Swiss banking regulations. STO in Singapore. The Monetary Authority of Singapore is the authority responsible for enforcing the relevant laws and regulations. It has set up a sandbox with market participants to govern security token exchanges and platforms. The MAS also issued a guidance for digital token offerings, which defines security tokens as traditional securities and obliges them to follow similar regulations and requirements. What companies have successfully launched their STO campaigns? These are businesses representing a variety of industries, from investments and venture capital to healthcare and real estate. For example, there is a Red Swan, a platform for investing in tokenized commercial real estate. It has teamed up with Polymath, a blockchain built to manage security tokens. Together they have tokenized over $2.2 billion in real estate assets. The issued tokens are for 16 properties, in comparison middle-rise and high-rise apartments in California, New York, Texas, as well as 150 acre camp farm in Ontario, Canada. Another successful launch STO is tokenized historical Lunenburg building located in Germany. To complete its first STO for a property, ClickOwn, a real estate crowdfunding platform, has partnered with Bitbond, a fintech company. In March 2020, ClickOwn listed a digital bond for the building. The company has raised €1.5 million for digital securities that is expected to yield an annual return of 5%. Pixelplex has also created a security token offering platform called Resort STO. The platform was used to conduct Blue Karma Secrets hotels and resorts, Bali, equity sale and raise funds in a secure and regulated manner. Real estate properties were represented in the form of Ethereum tokens. What about STO in healthcare? A prominent example here is the Health Bank STO campaign. It started in 2018, was named the top STO project in 2019. The company offered investors to buy its HBE tokens, which are used primarily to hold financial equity rights to Health Bank Cooperative. How to launch an STO campaign? The launch of the security token offering campaign takes place in 6 stages. The first one is preparation. At this stage, your company needs to form a project team and determine the type of token, its functions and right that the future tokens holder will receive. If you are looking to attract investments in your platform or application, it is highly recommended that you prepare an MVP as well. The second stage is to make sure that your project and fundraising method are compliant with regulations. Since the regulations differ from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, it's best to consult with a reliable law firm. Specialists will determine which laws and regulations your project and STO campaign will fall under and will help you apply for registration. The third step is to choose the right STO platform. You can create a platform yourself or choose a ready-made solution. An ideal platform should offer automated investors KYC, AML, CFT verification and full jurisdictional compliance. Good STO platforms also allow you to customize your tokens and campaign parameters to your business needs. The fourth stage is pre-STO. You introduce your STO to the market, choose an affiliate exchange and create a security token. Your team also begins to promote your project. You can publish a white paper, yellow paper and roadmap and post articles and announcements. In addition, create a whitelist. It is a list of investors who have declared their readiness to participate in the project. They will have the highest priority when selling tokens with big discounts in the next stages. Then the STO campaign begins. The process is simple. You offer tokens to investors in exchange for raising funds. While you are selling tokens, be sure to provide community support services so that potential investors can quickly resolve issues and be ready to contribute to your business. The sixth stage is post-STO. You have received the required amount of funds and investors are waiting for your project to be built. Once the product is successfully created and released, you should also offer technical support services to your customers. Would you like to know more about security token offerings? Visit our blog for all the details of the STO processes, platforms, rules and examples. Subscribe to our channel to be the first to watch our videos with insights from our blockchain experts. Stay tuned. Bye!